BBC show Radio 1 and One Extra. This man make a man say raw. And
Yo, so give me the two volume for the rhythm, yeah. Yo. Come on, laugh after them, man, laugh after them. None of them care bad like me. Laugh after them, man, laugh after them. None of them care. Come on, laugh after them, none laugh after them. None of them care bad like me. Come and say 100 girl, yo, yard man, liquor, man, I mash up the whole damn scene. What? Man, talk each fuck me the response card, don't know me heart is clean. What? Anybody violate the team? How you mean, how you mean? How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? Action man, go rise up machine. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? Fresh, don't know the team is clean. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? What? Mash up the scene. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? What? Big bad boss you and me. When I call this every father, pop up a bra to girl in my radar. Go get a power and carry my squad of a charmer. No show up like for the banana. Any funny business, fight at the lump up on the corner. Big things in for but don't boy on him corner. There yard man lick well, yard man lick with the distance saga. Smash up the beat up in the atom and copy in madam and cut him pay drop. Free well pass your poem of show, I don't know where say Gaza. Well, if a girl one link in the club, so you don't know we are linked after. Now 100 girl one climb and the thing go make it do what I got two soldiers. Laugh after them and I laugh after them, gonna think now bad like me. So I say 100 girl, yo, yard man link up and I mash up the whole damn scene. What? Penta each fuck me the response card, don't know me heart is clean. But anybody violate the team? How you mean, how you mean? How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? Action man go rise up machine. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? Rich, don't know the team is clean. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? What? Don't know I mash up the scene. How you mean, how you mean, how you mean? What? Big bad bossy and me. 100 gallon and 98 to 99 year old difficulty months. Give me your woolly for show, your woolly for fans, your me a star fans. Enough of them are going like them bad, but in the real life, you want my god. We get a phone call from Portmore to the people that want to go black. The more like that. Come and talk like that. Man, guy, if you look when it comes to spark up and off like that. Nobody has said not to shoot at dogs, and my guy knock on that.
All right. That's it. So I couldn't find this this guy. It's called M.R. If you're into that dance hall reggae stuff, which I like, you got to check that out. Hope you guys are doing good. Hadn't talked to you all in a little while. Things have been wild. Let's go first to Bitcoin. It is absolutely crashing, burning, exploding. We were at 12,000 on September 20th. September 1st. Now we bounced off a bottom. This thing keeps trying to bounce off of 10K, dropped to 98. Wow. But it's kind of rallying back right now. 10,151.63 are up 1.33%, something like that. That's not bad. I thought we were building a new kind of resistance level at 10,000. Again, I'm not trading it, but it's always hard looking at your accounts and seeing, taking 7 and 8 figure losses. That's not cool. So let's dive into the markets right now. Looks like the Dow Jones is down 1.68%. S&P's down 1.81%. NASDAQ's down 2.36%. So I can only imagine what's dragging that down. I think Tesla's taken an L. Crude oil's down 7%. That can't be right. That can't be right. Wow. Crude oil's down to 36.81, down 7.44%. Yikes. We're going to have to add that to the list of discussion today. That's not a good look. Gold's down 19.27. Silver's down 26.59. Wow. Really crazy. I think let me see if I can find my stock. I think I have a stock tracker on here. Let's see what kind of stocks. Apple's down 3.51%. Starbucks is up. GBTC, that's Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I do own that, by the way. I always tell people I don't have stock, but I have 100% of my self-directed IRA in GBTC. It's at 11.45. I think I bought that thing at like $15, $16. I think it's split, but yeah, I think I'm way down there. Tesla is down 14.78%. Man, if you had dry powder right now, woo, what a move. Amazon down 2.46%. All right, so that's probably why the stock market's absolutely getting smashed. Let's see who's here before we get into the news. What's up, Kip? Always good to hear from you. Went to the gym for the first time yesterday. Walked in the front door, had my mask on. They had a cool technology. This is Lifetime Gym. You walk up to it, it scans you. I had a hat on, face mask. I don't know what it was scanning. I don't even think I had any skin showing, but they gave me the thumbs up. It was two trainers behind a glass wall, the glass wall COVID protection wall, I call it. And up I went. There was very few people at my gym. It's usually packed, madhouse. They had cleaning agents around. That was a little weird. So I'm grabbing a spray bottle, spraying some chemicals on stuff. And they have they have some towels. So I'm cleaning that. I tried to work out for like 2 minutes. I just wanted to bench in a mask. That wasn't working because my nose has been broken so many times. I can't really breathe through my nose. So you guys hear me sniffling and snotting and doing all that. It's just because my nose has been broken so many times. So I'm a mouth breather. And once you put that mask over my face and I'm trying to exercise, I was like dying. So I had to take that off. But half the people weren't even wearing a mask in the gym, which I thought was interesting. I stayed away from most people, lost at least 35% of my strength. I think I got to, I did like 3 or 4 sets. I think I had 225 pounds on the bench and now I stopped. I just didn't feel good going any higher than that for my first time really benching in almost 6 months. Did some dumbbells, did a little shoulder exercises, decline, incline, flies, felt really good. So I'm glad to be back in the gym. And that was all directed at you, Kip. He's a big gym guy, big gym owner. So hopefully all's good. Crypto Chick, what's going on? Alvin Tam, ready to moon. Eric Crindle, like the video, subscribe, share the channel. I appreciate that. I gave Ferocious a bunch of shout outs here. One of my favorite digital artists. Really, really amazing. Check out Ferocious on Super Rare. Check out Ferocious on OpenSea as well. Wow, got a lot of people in the live chat. I'm going to try to hit a few more. Honey Badger, I just want it close that SME or CME futures gap. So everyone, close that CME futures gap so everyone will shut up about it. Yeah, I think that gap was down below 9,000. Was it like 8,800, Honey Badger? 2 thumbs up. NKIA announces partnership with General Motors. I think I'm going to touch on that today. I think that's really cool. Nikola, for those of you who don't know, they make pickup trucks, electric pickup trucks. Looks like they're doing a deal. General Motors, Honey Badger. I bought GDLC. You may be GBTC at $6.50 a share. I think you mean GBTC. You crushed it. Great buy. That's a long hold. Sean, what's up, buddy? Martin Torgerson. Yo. John Kim, what's going on, my buddy? John is going so hard at El Presidente. I don't even understand what's going on, but I love you, John. Check out Strike, Jack Mahler's tool to make transactions over the Lightning Network that are agnostic to cryptocurrency. John, I wish you would just try it, but I am a big supporter of Flexa. I've been using it forever, so it's cool stuff. Uncle Joe is here. Good morning. Good to have you back. It's good to hear from you, Uncle Joe. I don't know if I told you all. So I told you, I think I was live when a building that me and Uncle Joe owned burned down. They burned it. The arsonists burned it down while I was live on the air. This isn't the first time someone burned that building down. It's also been shot up by gangs. I mean, it's probably not the best property, but Uncle Joe, he loves it. He calls it his cash cow. But I think the cash cow has been sold, so I'm putting that to rest. The ganged up, burn it down, shoot it up, mug everybody, property cash cow that Uncle Joe loved is no longer in our possession. So I hope the owner of that enjoys whatever they intend to do with that property. So good stuff. Working out in a mask sounds no fun. Some people do it. They have these like restrictive masks that you run on the treadmill with to improve your cardiovascular performance. I think that would be interesting to do if you were really measuring your lung capacity and your lung performance. But working out in this setting I don't enjoy it. I'm struggling with it, but I want to be safe, right? I don't want to do anything crazy. So I'm going to keep on the mask thing more so for everyone else. Oh, Gondola Capital is here. Any big plans for the upcoming 69 episode? Well, that's a few away. Gondola's feeling a little frisky this morning, apparently. So it's good to hear from you guys. And Funky Crypto Podcast, Flexacoin, migration to blah, 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 Gemini, blah, 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 Flexa stuff. All right. Anyway, let's get into the news. Oil dropping on faltering demand. This is actually really interesting. Another thing that you guys got to check out in Venezuela. As you know, they socialized drilling in the country and actually absolutely destroyed the whole oil market in Venezuela. Venezuela being one of the largest surpluses of oil in the world. They're down to like their last drilling rig, where most of the rigs have been pillaged for metal and scrap. It's really amazing to watch what a corrupt government that's been transitioned in succession of corruption can do to destroy a great, well, I won't call it great, but an economy that was thriving in the boom of oil. And I really feel for the people of Venezuela. This is an unbelievable time. You're going to see more escalation in these periods of hyperinflation there. And it really is a study, something that you should study and look at, and it will harden your conviction in Bitcoin. I don't know how many of you here follow this channel for information around Bitcoin, but I'm super bullish. And I just did a call this morning with an international family office that is looking to diversify away from U.S. stocks and bonds, and also hedge against the U.S. dollar losing its global economic, the global reserve currency status, And the strategy that I've deployed at this point to move away from U.S. stocks and also hedge against, a chaos theory against the U.S. dollar is the same old story. It's go to digital cash, put that digital cash in a situation where you can earn high interest on it, and then get paid that interest payment in Bitcoin, and allow that whole system to compound on itself so as to gain the arbitrage of what I believe to be the price appreciation. And I mean asymmetric price appreciation of Bitcoin as you sit in a mostly liquid asset class with very low risk. So you don't have the 14% exposure, downside exposure to Tesla. Everyone, Tesla only goes up, but it doesn't. And today's an example. Bitcoin doesn't always go up. The last few days have been an example. We've taken a huge downturn from 12,000 down to 10,000. Those are big moves. But if you have a low time preference and you're DCAing with this compounding interest strategy I'm talking about, it's worked for me. Guys, I'm going on almost 2 years doing this. So just take that for what it's worth. So here we are. Oil prices slumped to their lowest level in more than 2 months Tuesday, under pressure from stalling recovery and demand and planned production expansion by OPEC that threatened to add an existing glut of crude. I mean, think about what's going on right now. The oil-producing countries, OPEC, are increasing supply. Why would they do that? Why are they continuing to put downward pressure on the price of oil? Because we're in an economic war. And I'm not some kind of like conspiracy theorist or anything, but I a long time ago felt that the greatest threat to the U.S., to our economy, to the stability that we've been facing was an economic war with China. And we are in an economic war with China. We're in an economic war with Russia, and we're in an economic war with the Middle East. So the president whomever that is, right now it's President Trump, they better have their head screwed on correctly and really be smart about this. Believe me, the president's not fighting with China about TikTok. He doesn't really care about TikTok. This is a bigger play here. And also, check out what China just did. I don't know if you guys read about it, but did you hear they just landed or reused a rocket? They reused a rocket. So they launched a rocket into space, and that rocket landed back on Earth. And I believe it was autonomously. Interesting. Now you've got a competition for this kind of SpaceX-esque type event. But anyway, we're in an economic war. Believe it. All right. Anybody commenting on this kind of rant? Bitcoin is our insurance. That's right, JJ. Humid to the moon. John Kearney. How do you think the next potential stimulus check will affect prices? History indicates it should send price upwards. Yeah. I think you're being very intuitive, John. The free money that the government is sending to people and that very ambitious people are getting their hands on. So whether it's SBA loans or PPP, if they pump out another $6 trillion, people are sitting at home, people aren't vacationing, people have cut their debt, people aren't paying rent, people are defaulting on their bills, and they're investing in the stock market. And the government's knows it's happening. They track and trace this money. They know where it's going. And I love some of the tweets that people put out where they're tracking how much the investment of your PPP money, that stimulus check was, if you bought Bitcoin on the day you got it. It was up like 20, 30%. So look, that's what they're using to prop up this the stock market right now for political gain, right? The people who want to debate a position of success want to go into these debates and go, nothing I can do about COVID. Nothing I can do about a global pandemic. There's nothing I really can do about that. I'm trying to do the best I can. But look, stock market's gone up, jobs going back to normal. I produced one of the best economies that the world has ever seen, and I'm bringing it right back. I'm having to do it again. So all this other nonsense is immaterial. I think that's the strategy at this point. That's the strategy. So for whomever wants to run against the current president, they better have an answer, or you better have some kind of a plan better than I'm a decent guy. I am a family man. Because Donald Trump is going to slap him live on TV. And I don't like either of them. But I'm watching that. The greatest show on earth is going to be the debate. The debate. The debate is going to be mind-blowing. I mean, I cannot wait. I hope they debate 50 times. I'll watch it every time. Every time. So anyway, oil. What a mess. What a mess. All right. General Motors takes stake in electric vehicle company Nikola. So this is what we were commenting on earlier. Let's check this out. So General Motors, wow, it's up 8.37% this morning. Agreed to help Nikola Corp up 39% this morning. Wow. Engineer and build its electric pickup truck in exchange for an 11% stake. You know what? I actually want a pickup truck. I've never owned one. I've owned 30 cars, have 10 now, maybe 11. I think I have more than 10. Anyway, I have never had a pickup truck. I think they're awesome vehicles, and I would love to have an electric pickup truck. It just sounds awesome, especially if it's like torqued out and just super fast. Anyway, under the deal, General Motors will engineer, validate, and manufacture the electric battery and fuel cells for Nikola's Badger passenger truck. In exchange for the service, Nikola will give GM $2 billion in new stock and the right to nominate one director. Nikola said it planned to partner with an established automaker to build the Badger, which will be powered by both an electric battery and a hydrogen fuel cell technology. As part of the deal, the electric truck startup will use GM's Ultium battery system and Hydrotech fuel cell technology. All right, that leads a little question in my mind. Hydrogen fuel cell technology. I have to dive into that. I always found it to be super clunky, and if it doesn't go right, it goes boom. So, and I always thought that Tesla had the lock-on battery, so I'm not familiar with their battery technology. Any of you have any experience with fuel cells, hydrogen fuel cells, or their battery technology? So let's I put that out there. Answer if you can. Yeah, Jan, you got it. That's why the move. GM and Nikola ripping today. JR 8526. Man U will be fun to watch this season. Yeah, I'm a huge Manchester United fan. I'm super disappointed in how we've been absolutely savaged in the transfer market. I mean, watching Chelsea close and on 8 transfers. One, I don't think that's smart. You can't add 8 new players to a team and actually assimilate some kind of strategy. But good on you. I cannot believe the work and the commitment that Chelsea have made to rebuild that team. Super interesting. Backing Frank Lampard like he's a young Jose Mourinho or Pep Guardiola. It's pretty amazing. While we closed Donny van der Beek and still haven't closed on Jadon Sancho, which is really sad. I doubt we're going to get Jack Grealish. We probably don't need him anymore now that we have Donny van der Beek. But we need a center back. I was counting it up last night. We have 7 center backs. 7. And we need a center back. And we can't sell these clowns. Phil Jones, atrocious. Rojo, atrocious. Smalling, atrocious. Like unplayable. But these guys are on like 50, 60 grand a week. It's incredible. Like they can't go to a second, a mid table or a low table team because these fees are too much. So we're stuck with these clowns. It's like almost £500,000 a week we're paying these 7 center backs to sit on our bench. We need to get it together. Linus Goldberg, is that a Sea Dweller? Yeah, Sea Dweller. I like it. It's a little heavy, but it's a good watch. Jan Morgan, who Biden? I love it. Oh, Eric, what's going on? Donald Trump is going to force him to eat filet of fish live on TV. Shout out to Eric. Be safe out there. I am not eating a filet of fish. I actually had a dream that I bought 3 or 4 filet of fish, and I drove over them with my Lamborghini, filming it. Got out of the Lamborghini. Someone tried to give me one. I slapped that filet of fish. There are filet of fish coming at me. I'm slapping them. There's no way I'm eating filet of fish. And that is because Bitcoin will reach its all-time high by October 31st of this year. I hadn't even moved away from my conviction on that one, buddy. You'll be eating a filet of fish. Gondola Capital, debate won't happen. Wow, big talk by Gondola Capital. They don't even believe that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will actually debate. I'm shocked by that. That would be really that would be something. Whilst Work Comp Broker says the first debate September 29th. It's already scheduled. Why can't you have a debate? 6 feet, social distancing, bam, bam, bang, bang. Whoa, man, what a TV show. What an event. Gondola Capital, one more. Many things can take place between now and September 29th, preventing the debate from happening. It's a fair point. Humid, what is your favorite car out of the current 10 you own if you had to pick one? My favorite car is the Defender 110 that I converted. I put the LS engine in it. It was an 83, got it from Iceland. I love that car. It sounds ferocious. It's fun to drive. Seats like 10 people. It's a cool car. Eric thinks my filet of fish dream is really weird. Take more glycine. Yeah. It's not weird, buddy. I'm not eating any filet of fish. Believe it. No vaccine news. Oh, mortgage stuff. So you know how I like to talk about real estate. So and recently I tweeted, and some of you may have read it and responded that that home mortgages are actually a banking scheme to keep you broke. And people have come back at me with some negative comments about it. But I'm not a fan of home ownership, especially home ownership with a mortgage. I mean, think about what's happening in this scenario that you go get a mortgage. You're going to the bank and you're committing to a 30-year principal and interest payment that probably consumes 28%, because I don't even recommend people go above that. But let's say you're conservative like I am, 28% of your post tax money, 28% of all the money you're going to make for the time like you get that mortgage, you're going to pay towards principal and interest. And believe me, that principal and interest payment is all front-loaded interest. So you're not even really getting into the principal toward the end of the mortgage. Now, how many of you think you're going to own a house for 30 years, the same house? It's pretty low probability. Banks have to come up with mechanisms to loan you money. That's how they make money. So that's why they have credit cards. That's why they have mortgages. And that's why we've been fed this illusion, this delusion of the American dream being home ownership. I think it's an oppressive tactic that usually makes people very poor, and hasn't shown itself to be a great investment. It's a highly illiquid situation. Again, take what I'm saying as just my opinion. This is how I feel right now. I always recommend people maintain your options, rent, explore where you want to live, check out other places. But home ownership, taking out tons of debt, I don't know, just seems kind of whack to me. Anyway, let's see. Tony Spencer, agree Biden won't show up. Martin Torgerson, oh, Filet of Fish, you don't like that. Anyway, all right, so check this mortgage refinancing boom, even as coronavirus hits economy. The mortgage market recorded its best quarter in years this spring, a reflection of how housing market is booming in 2020, even as much of the economy stumbles. I mean, that's not hard to imagine. Lots of people got out of the city. People were buying homes in places that have lots of space and have lower regulatory restrictions, sight unseen. People were buying second homes simply because they weren't able to vacation with their families as they were prior to COVID. So, and then the refinance market with rates dropping, it probably made a lot of sense for a lot of people to refinance. Lenders issued $1.1 trillion in home loans between April and June, according to mortgage data firm Black Knight. That was the biggest quarter in the company's record, which date to 2000. Lenders extended roughly $2.5 trillion in home loans in all of 2019. Refinancing up more than 200% from a year ago drove the increase. Mortgage rates hit new low multiple times this year, falling below 3%. Yeah, I just checked. My home, I have a mortgage on my primary residence. It was just a leverage technique, and I'm sitting at 3.75. So may make sense to refinance. I probably will try, see if I can get some rate under 3, and that just makes sense. I'm still holding that YFI. I don't know if any of you are still screwing around with DeFi. Let me see what's happened to that. I bought YFI like 18,000, something like that. YFI USD. YFI is at 21,998. It went all the way to 39,000. That was pretty interesting run up. I've been following the sushi saga as well. That's a real mess. I don't know if any of you are playing in the DeFi world. Crypto Chick loves DeFi. Oh yeah, you DM'd me. You were going through staking. How did it go, Crypto Chick? How did the staking situation go? You making any money? Yeah, Peloton article. Yeah, cool. Yeah, she said that obviously do your own research, be careful, know your risk. Sushi went from $12 to $2.70. Whew. Yeah, absolutely scam coins. I recommend stay away from all of it, in my opinion. It just seems like mathematical gymnastics, and it's just a Ponzi scheme for whomever gets caught holding the bag last gets absolutely eviscerated. So just be careful. I wasn't a big fan of Peloton going into COVID. I just thought it was the most expensive kind of bike ever, and I just didn't see it. But boy, did I miss that. Looks like Peloton's absolutely crushed. So Peloton's up 10%, by the way, today. And for those of you who don't know what Peloton is, it's kind of like a bike with the ability to watch or participate in an exercise program, riding it. So bike riding is pretty cool. And I think the base model was over $2,000. It was like $2,245. They reduced the price of the bike, and that's why I'm talking about it. So for those of you who aren't able to go to the gym, who like to ride and want to, Peloton might be the right time to buy it. So Peloton Interactive, that's PTON, is expanding its lineup and cutting the price of its core exercise bike by 16% this week. Moves aimed at taking a bigger chunk of a shifting fitness market and addressing complaints about sticker shock. The 8-year-old fitness company has sizzled during coronavirus, with its closely watched connected fitness subscriber base solidly topping 1 million in recent months. In an interview, Peloton founder and chief executive John Foley said, "We saw a massive surge in our sales." Mr. Foley had intended to launch a pricier bike and cheaper treadmill, along with a price cut in April. But the world changed with COVID, he said. The demand surged, helped bury criticism, which Mr. Foley attributes to misperceptions surrounding a Christmas advertisement, but also dealt turbulence. Anyway, I think they had problems with supply chain and deliveries, and people were probably super frustrated sitting at home, not getting their Pelotons. But anyway, looks like a good bike, and check it out. Sam Pardo, what's wrong with cycling outside? Safety? No, I don't think cycling outside isn't safe. I just think the intensity to which you can do these Peloton workouts is probably a little different than cycling. I would always vote cycle outside with friends and exercise outside. But Eric's saying, I personally know 3 women who filed for divorce after getting a Peloton. Oh, my goodness, man. What are you talking about, my friend? What are you talking about? Well, this is an interesting article. It's about U.S. military bases. So it looks like the U.S. military was offered some new bases in the Pacific. And, I think a huge amount of our GDP we spend on military stuff. So here we go. The Republic of Palau has asked the Pentagon to build ports, bases, and airfields on the island nation, officials said, offering a boost to U.S. military expansion plans in Asia as Washington aims to counter China. The request came during a visit here last week by Defense Secretary Mark Esper, the first ever trip by a U.S. Pentagon chief to the tiny republic, which is made up of hundreds of islands in the Philippine Sea and is closely aligned diplomatically with Taiwan. Mr. Esper traveled to Palau as part of a U.S. effort to realign its military footprint in the region, adhering to the 2018 National Defense Strategy, which calls for enhanced steps to meet security challenges posed by China. Again, bases, this is all posturing. Again, my great fear is not about a physical war with China. It's more about an economic war that we're losing to China. So continue to watch that. Continue to be thoughtful in the way that you're investing, and be careful here. Eric is spamming the feed here. Eric, get your wife a Peloton. See what happens. You won't do it. He's predicting divorce. I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong about Filet of Fish. He'll be eating Filet of Fish. Humid. Estimated U.S. military spending is $934 billion. It covers the period October 1st, 2020 through September 30, 2021. $934 billion on U.S. military spending. Incredible. Sam Pardo, saw a guy cycling in Pisgah Mountains this weekend. That was intense. Elevation 3K to 5K. Pisgah Mountains. North Carolina? Are the Pisgah Mountains in North Carolina? Sounds like it. I'm not sure. I think they are. All right. What else do we got? We got the fire going on. Oh, that was insane. I don't know if you guys read about it. Probably did. So there was like a gender reveal party. I don't know. I don't know why people do this. They film themselves like learning if they're having a boy or a girl. And this last gender reveal that happened is like burning down California because the pyrotechnics went off and started a forest fire. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Everyone's trying to get that Instagram or TikTok viral content, but I mean, how are these people arrested? Like, are they what kind of penalties are they facing for being this irresponsible? Because I look at it like if I started a brush fire or I was burning trash clippings and started burning down California, wouldn't there be some recourse against me? I certainly hope that these people are held responsible and people stop being so irresponsible with these social media events. It's just dumb. To me, it's dumb. Talking about 9,000 acres of forest, animals, people's personal property, because you wanted to say it's a boy. Go outside and slap yourself. Yeah. Oh, the Pisgah Mountains are in North Carolina. Thank you. Yeah, Pisgah National Forest is in North Carolina. I thought it was, but I wasn't quite sure. We have people, on our live chat from all over the world, so I'm trying to not be, so hyper focused on where I am. Last but not least, Apple. I thought this was super interesting. So Apple. This is a story in the Wall Street Journal under the markets section. You should check it out. It's pretty darn good. So this is how Apple became the world's most valuable publicly traded company. So Apple reached a staggering $2 trillion market valuation in August, despite years of doubt from critics over whether the tech giant could continue to succeed after the death of Steve Jobs. You know how they did it? They did it like this. If you look closely, this wire has a different kind of dongle than this. And then you have to have like this wire that goes into this. And then you have to have here, I'm going to kill my mic.